Berachot Perek Zayin Mishnah Hey. We'll continue our learning. The Refuat Harav Daniel ben Miriam Chayarut. We'll continue. The next Mishnah is also a Mishnah that discusses the idea of tziruf, of joining people, groups together for benching, for Birkat HaMazon. Says the Mishnah, Shtei Chaburot, two groups, Shayu Ochlot B'bayit Echad, they're eating in one house. Bizman shemiktzatan ro'im elu et elu, harei elu mitztarfin zimmun. When the two groups can see each other, then they're mitztarfot. Litztaref means mitztarfin means to join together, to combine together for zimun. Okay, ve'im lav, and if not, elu mizamnim la'atzmam, ve'elu mizamnim la'atzmam. These are mizamein for themselves, and these are mizamein la'atzmam. They're separate groups. Okay, it seems from the Mishnah that if they're eating together, even if they're at separate tables, then they were required to be mizamein. But if not, then they're not required to be mizamein. This actually raises a lot of interesting questions. For example, we're about to go on vacation, a brief vacation, whatever date that is, we're going. Okay, and so let's say we're going to go to a communal chadar ochel. So do we have to? I'm sitting at a table. I see all the 400 people sitting in the room. Do I have to make a zimun? So it's interesting. The Piskei Teshuvos writes. He says it all depends. Let's say, for example, you're in yeshiva. So in the time of if the time of yeshiva, there's like dinner time is at an exact time when everybody comes in, kind of like Hogwarts, and all the food comes up at the same time, and everybody starts eating. That's a kviut, and everybody has to be mizamein together. On the other hand, in the hotel, if you ever go to a hotel in Israel, everybody comes, everybody goes. Even though elu ro'in et elu, that's not considered a zimun. That's not considered a kviut that everybody's eating together with one another. Of course, it's ideal that you would eat with other people. This also comes up very interestingly. Sometimes it'll come up in restaurants. You know, you'll be eating a meal, you'll make a shavar berachot, and you want to be mitztaref the people that are sitting together with you. Okay, in order to make shavar berachos. So that's a very interesting question. So again, if miktzatan ro'in elu et elu and they ate at the same time, then you can include people for the same zimun. The Gemara adds another thing: if they share a waiter, you can include each other for a zimun. This obviously has also interesting ramifications. Sometimes you'll have a simcha, you'll have a meal in a house, and half the people will be in one room, and half the people will be in another room. Can you all bench together? And that also depends on, can at least some people see the other people, or is it totally separate rooms, and then you can't have benching together? The second half of the Mishnah discusses ancient wine that they used to have. So the Gemara says that their wine was extremely, extremely strong. So the Mishnah says, Ein mevarchim ala yayin an sheyitain letocho mayim divrei Rabbi Eliezer. So Rabbi Eliezer says the wine was so strong, Ein mevarchin ala yayin, one can't even make a bracha on the wine, ad sheyitain letocho mayim, until you put in it water, until you dilute it. So says Rabbi Eliezer. The Chachamim omrim mevarchim. Chachamim say even if you don't dilute it, you could still make a bracha on it. Okay? The Gemara says, Gati says that if it's Birkat HaMazon, then you don't make a bracha Birkat HaMazon until you put in water, because that's mitzvah min hamuvchar. The wine, I guess, in their times clearly wasn't drinkable when it was in its original state. They would leave it; it would become so concentrated that they would have to add water to dilute it. Nowadays, the wine is not diluted; it's not strong. You don't have to add water, but I guess it all depends. I remember when growing up, they had kedem malaga. That was what we had Friday night. That's all we knew. And you have to dilute that stuff with something because it's like syrup. But I guess that's not what the Gemara is talking about. Nonetheless, in today's day and age, you wouldn't have to dilute anything in order to either make a bracha on the wine or a bench from the wine. As always, comments or questions, feel free to contact me, rspolter@gmail.com. Have a great day.